Okay, this one is for the ladies. Although the men might appreciate it because, as they say, happy wife, happy life. Well, this is about getting through a very special time in your adult, mature life in the most comfortable and healthy and pleasant way, and that is menopause. So personally, I'm 51. I don't really discuss my age a whole lot because I hope that what I talk about and share is applicable to women of all ages, because we talk about healthy living, green beauty, natural and organic, bath and body care, and just overall natural wellness for our families. But some topics are age specific. The average age for menopause is 51. Hello. But I haven't had any issues or concerns that I know of. I did go to the doctor and have lab work done. He indicated that, hormonally I'm there, but I really haven't had any symptoms other than the changes in my body composition or weight, which menopause is notorious for. I think women who have had lifelong healthy eating and fitness habits are way ahead of the game on that, and do much better than those of us who've just taken our metabolism for granted and then one day started going downhill slowly and never seemed to pick back up again. But there's so many other things that come along with menopause, emotional and physical things, and being on this natural health and wellness journey. I really wanted to find out, as I start to experience these symptoms that are surely to come at some point, I want to be prepared on how to deal with that using a natural approach. Well, lo and behold, not on my favorite podcast, the AromaCulture podcast, they recently had a guest, and she is a certified aromatherapist and integrative health coach. And that's exactly what her talk was about. And she literally wrote the book on Aromatherapy for Menopause Success. This book has 100 essential oil recipes, and I love the words that she uses. She calls this period in our life our wisdom years. So before I get to the really, really good stuff that I know you're wanting to know, what essential oils can be helpful to me and supportive during perimenopause and menopause, I want to tell you a little bit about this book. The author is Angela Sidlo. She's a holistic aromatherapist as well as an integrative health coach. This book is so easy to read. I love it. She does a great job talking about essential oil safety, which is important to me, but she does a great overview of the endocrine system and everything that it relates to in our body, signs and symptoms of high estrogen, low estrogen, high and low progesterone and testosterone, all those types of things. She gets into insulin and cortisol and all those things that we hear about, but maybe haven't had one sort of resource, a place to help us pull all that together and see the big picture and the interconnectedness of it all and how it really does affect our emotional and physical health and our overall well-being. So I highly suggest that if you are in a women's reading club and in the 40, 50-year-old age range, if you get to pick the next book, pick this one. Of course, she mentions many others in her book, but when I consider the podcast and reading the book, as well as the fragrances, the aromas that I knew were pleasing to me, which is very important in aromatherapy, because if it's not pleasing to you, you're not going to use it. These are the 5 that I chose to start with and explore. I'm going to talk about Clary Sage, the must-have for all of women's health. Geranium, Bergamot or Bergamot, Tulsi, holy basil, which turns out is one of my favorite teas. I've never used it as an essential oil, so I'm excited to have that. And black spruce. Who knew? What could black spruce possibly be beneficial for? The first one is Clary Sage, and she said this is one of the best oils to help with hot flashes. Hello, she discussed making a spritzer to spray on yourself, morning and evening or whenever needed. And of course, there's a recipe for that in the book. But if you're not a Clary Sage girl, or you just want to see what else you have on hand right now that could be beneficial for hot flashes and night sweats, she also mentioned cypress, peppermint, and geranium. And speaking of geranium, she mentioned that if you dilute geranium and rub it on the arches of your feet, it can help reduce the cravings for carbs and sweets. She also mentioned the SHEN point, which is in your ear. I'll put a link to that in the description below, that when you put a little bergamot on there, it balances the left and right hemisphere of the brain and can just bring a sense of balance and relaxation. And what about those pesky elevated hormones like insulin and your thyroid hormone and cortisol? Well, holy moly, she suggested holy basil, also known as Tulsi essential oil. And the last oil that I selected that surprised me most that she recommended was black spruce. Who would have thought when I think of black spruce, I think of Christmas and Christmas trees? Well, this is so good, I'm going to read it to you. So black spruce is actually an adaptogenic essential oil that supports the endocrine system, reduces mental fatigue and burnout, depression, low stamina, supports weight loss, it's an adrenal tonic, a pain reliever, aids in menstrual disorders, improves skin, it's an immune enhancer, stimulates the thymus gland, regulates the pituitary gland, and regulates estrogen and progesterone. Hello, Christmas. Happy Christmas year round. If you found even one thing that I mentioned of interest to you and that you think it could be beneficial, definitely check out this book. The book has recipes for roll-ons, bath salts, blends that you can put in your diffuser. Super easy everyday uses. So given all that goodness, I want to introduce you to my new best friend. If you already have this book and you've been enjoying the goodness, shame on you for not telling us about it. Comment below and let us know what you love about it and some of the favorite recipes or blends that you have tried that have been really helpful. If you plan to get it, let us know. If you find it anywhere at a price cheaper than Amazon, feel free to comment on that below as well. One final tip, when it comes to supporting your symptoms of menopause, you always want to make sure you're doing things in consultation with your licensed healthcare practitioners, primary care doctor, your endocrinologist, your OBGYN, your chiropractor, your nurse practitioner, your midwife. Although if you're watching this video out of interest for support for menopause, you're probably not working with a midwife right now. But anyway, I thank y'all for being here and I hope y'all have a great day and we'll see you in the next video.